sort this out of this one. Alright, try to get this sorted. Okay, I'll go back to it. All right, shalom, shalom. Of course, giving all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bashem Shai, Bashem Kakodash. Of course, giving double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who well, peace and salutation. Abba Chayarim, Shalom Yashal, to the election of the nations of Israel. Shemel Mapane Zamakba, Mayan Gavol Akab Machana from the Great Millstone Camp. Simply Plain Tables by Yard in the City, Philadelphia. I'm Lamadi Ma'ait, coming to lesson, or we lesson. This new lesson is just a brief, like going into, I believe, the Apostle Tahar. He had put out a video in response to an actual something that they put on the news, which Lord willing, I can try to see if I could pull up maybe possibly a man chokes a screenshot or something so that some people will know exactly what we're actually talking about and such. And I'm on Fox News. I got New York Times, subway rider choke homeless man to death, medical examiner rules. Okay, you have this particular individual being Yarden or Jordan Neely died after a man held him in a chokehold on Wednesday. The medical examiner's office said, let me see if I can keep reading this. Nah, I can't read. Can't keep reading the article off of this source due to they wanting a registration. Let's see if I can get another site real quick. All right, let me see. All right, they got one off of Daily Beast. They got Washington Journal. Let me see if that can work or whatever. I see Esau is easily suppressing the stream view wise, but it doesn't matter. It's no for the views, but Esau, he don't want pretty much exposure to be gone or done upon himself if the man is in fact the Edomite. But it says NYC subway. This is the article which I have up right now. Okay. It says here that a NYC subway death chokehold rule a homicide. Eric Adams caution against rush. All right, now you can they actually have it here. Of course, discretion, viewers' discretion advised. You have video, of the actual occurrence going down. I'm not sure if brothers can see. But let me see. I'm gonna try to see if I can look. I gotta see if I can look because I didn't actually see the whole the actual video and stuff of of it. I think I seen kind of like it briefly, like kind of like a glimpse, and I didn't even do a lesson on it because brothers beat me to the chase. But I don't know. I guess you got other people protesting, but pretty much what I see. Let me see. I can see if I can read from the report. We'll see if we can read from the report. Shalom to y'all that's on the comment board that's able to get through to see the video right now. But yeah, so it's you got all types of conflicting stories. Let's see what goes up in Washington Journal. It says, yeah, an NYC subway death by a chokehold rural homicide. Eric Adams caution against rush to judgment. Mayor, New York Mayor Eric Adams, I believe he's a Jake, urged officials not to rush to judgment. Uh, Amid the protest over a video showing a so-called white man fatally choking a black homeless man, so-called black man or Israelite man. Um, yeah, I got the video right here showing me. Um, yeah, New York subway rider being placed in it. They described it as a headlock. Um, but yeah. What else they got? I mean, they got the man. He just getting choked. Like, he just getting choked. If you can see, he got pretty much the one arm around the neck. You can see the other arm. The other arm kind of just locks it in and such. All right. But yeah, you were discussing drives, of course. Yeah, he got a rear naked choke. He had his palm being facing towards the back. His heat, it looks like. Um, but yeah. So it says Jordan Neely, 30-year-old, was pronounced dead after an unidentified 24-year-old man placed him in as they described it, as a headlock Monday afternoon on a subway train in Lower Manhattan, according to officials. The video posted to social media. A 24-year-old passenger was taken into custody for questioning by official officers, but wasn't charged. Okay, and that's E. So it says in moments leading up to the altercation, Mr. Neely said that he was hungry and thirsty, so he's a homeless guy ready to die. According to the account posted on Facebook, Juan Alberto Vasquez, Mr. Neely took off his jacket and aggressively threw it on the floor before identified man placed Mr. Neely in a two-arm headlock to restrain him until he lost consciousness, according to the account in the video posted by Mr. Vasquez, who didn't respond to the request for a comment. Yeah, rear naked choke. Take you could easily do it. Depends on what you want to do. Some people use different like gable grips and all of that. I mean, but a full rear naked choke. I mean, I could. I got a dummy in my other room. I could, in certain circumstances, I would show, but as simple as that. You could look up online rear naked chokes. But yeah, just as the apostle elder Tahar mentioned, like like I said, my instructor is American, so called, but due to Gracie's, they said like Mata Leon or something like that. But I'm not sure if that's Harry. You if you say it like proper, but like in Portuguese or whatever. But yeah, the lion killer. I'm well aware of the choke and such. Very effective choke and such. It doesn't take much to do a rear naked choke. I mean, literally, all you got to do is be behind the individual. Obviously, as a jiu-jitsu practitioner, Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioner, Gracie jiu-jitsu practitioner, This would be one of the basic and very most effective chokes, period. Also, like I say, we're doing this lesson, because I believe Apostle Tahar mentioned about how basically every Israelite brother within the truth, or Israelite in general, he said, should basically know Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu uh, are yeah, that's it. Basically, thou shalt not murder. But I am, yeah, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, also known as Gracie Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and such, because yeah, you go into it. You have, of course, the Gracie family who actually, you go into the whole history with with how it was basically it was given to as a like an ambassador. Dang, I'm going to have to go into the history real quick, but how the art actually got passed down to the so-called like the original brothers and passed all the way down, and then you got all this this shifting, you know uh like because you have in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu you have two different like two well, you have the families, you have the family being the Gracie family, which are known for pioneering Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and such, because they took it from the Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. All right, now you know and like I said, it's a whole lot on that, but it's a very popular martial art, obviously made popular by the Gracies themselves. Why? Because if you go into the founding of UFC, which is known as art, it's a mixed martial arts, are the best, highest level mixed martial arts promotional company in mixed martial arts, right? Um, Horion Gracie actually, I believe it may go as he's a co-founder, if not the founder of it, of UFC with other partners and such. Which Horion Gracie is a Jake. All right, I believe when you trace the Gracie's lineage back and go back to Scotland. All right, um, and such. And like I said, I'm gonna go into it probably like some extensive lessons on this stuff. Um, more like detailed too. But basically, I'm gonna just show you. You got Maeda and all that. But in early 1990s, a Japanese jiu-jitsu instructor by the name of Isaya Maeda went to the state of Para in northern Brazil. There, he befriended Gasto Gracie, an influential businessman who helped the Japanese get established. To show his gratitude, Maeda, also known as Ken Kama, offered to teach traditional Japanese jiu-jitsu to Gustav's oldest son, Carlos. Okay, the youngest son, Gustav, and Cecilinas, pardon me for mispronunciation, Gracie, eight children, Elio Gracie, always a very physically frail child, but you'll know about Elio Gracie. Um, of course, you should. He would run up and fight upstairs and have fainting spells. Nobody could figure it out. So after completing the second grade, he convinced his mother that he shouldn't go to school anymore. After a couple of years, when he was about 14, he moved with his older brothers who lived and taught jiu-jitsu in a house in Montefago, a borough of Rio de Janeiro, which is in Brazil, or Barazal, which means iron. He would spend the next few years limited to only watching his brothers teach, especially Carlos, since doctors had recommended that they keep Elio Great away from uh, physical activity. One day when he was 16, a student showed up for class that Carlos was not around. Elio, who was mesmerized at all the moves and the words of his older brother, offered to start the class. When the class was over, Carlos showed up very apologetic for his delay. The student answered, "No problem. I enjoyed the class with Elio very much. And if you don't mind, I'd like to continue with them. Carlos agreed that Elliot become an instructor. Okay. Elliot Gracie died, by the way, died in his 90s. I got to double check age if it was 95. But he soon realized that, and that'd be like your a grandmaster, right? He soon realized that some of the techniques he had uh, mesmerized from watching Carlos teach were not very easy to execute. Why? Because he's more weaker. Japanese jiu-jitsu requires a lot of like strength and such. All right. Like I said, um, like you have like the like jiu-jitsu mainly, like the wise of the ground fighting and techniques and stuff like that. That's what most people like they would know jiu-jitsu for, like and such. But it does start on the standing on the feet. All right. And then you take the fight basically to the ground. Basically, using takedowns, you got to close the distance, right? Which in most fights you're gonna fight with strikes. Most people are gonna be wanting to punch you or something like that. But most fights, as they would go into 80, they say 80% of fights go down to the ground, right? Uh, yeah, shalom to y'all on the comment board. Y'all about Shema Shabbos because Berkathon to I believe there's a coin Monogon that's right there. Yeah, so yeah, shalom, of course. Yeah. So like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, um, you pretty much, you have it, the fight is taken to the ground. You close the distance, take the fight to the ground. Though there's techniques, guillotines, and various chokes you can execute using. Depends if a person using have clothing. You can do different chokes, cross choke, loop choke, whatever. Different manipulating the clothing. Um, and it cuts pretty much the RE. For example, off, right. You know. Which you'll see your karate REs and such. You just go into basic anatomies and stuff, but basically they're cutting off the like you say parts and such, right? And your neck. That's how the guy ended up losing. You say blood flow to the brain, right? Because that's what the choke does. It cuts off oxygen to the brain, and when you do cut off oxygen via choke to the brain, you have it where uh as you do what first what person going they're gonna go unconscious, and then after that then damage is being done, ultimately could be fatal the longer you hold the choke. Now in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, like I said, a person get a rear naked choke on, it's really the life of the person is in the hand of the other person that's actually executing it. Let least the man try to defend and get out of it. But like I said, there's last minute escapes. But hey, for you brothers that know jiu-jitsu, Henry Akins. All right. That's on Hickson's side though. But and I'm not meaning to set shots and stuff, but and brothers know, like I said, this stuff go all around, so it's not to even get political with it. Because like I say, with as I was seeing the brothers from Chicago, a lot of them brothers, of course, train jujitsu, which I've been well aware of and stuff. But yeah, hey, anybody that know a lot about the history of this stuff, West Coast, and on the East Coast you had Maxercise and stuff, and everybody, everybody, were pretty much with the Gracies and stuff like that, they would, get and train with, these different Gracies, okay, and other, Brazilians would get involved and come over here too, since the popularity of UFC, you have Vale Tudo and all of that, which is basically no holds barred fighting and stuff like that. And yeah, you got what we have now and stuff, and you have it to the point where people actually train, right? And obviously Jay Gracie's are, and which do they pioneer Gracie Jiu Jitsu or Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Um, Gracie Jiu Jitsu is particularly with the self defense. which me personally, that's what I suggest brothers do, because it addresses not like everything, excluding like I say, you have for sport jujitsu, but then you have the Gracie jujitsu would have the self defense. Not to say that a teacher can't not be teaching self defense and be under sport, banner or whatever. But particularly the Gracie on the LEO side, they teach the self defense, and stuff. Um, and Yeah, it addresses everything. Chokes from behind, somebody come behind you, like with that person. If a guy came behind and tried to do a rear naked choke, obviously we know to go forward and flip the guy over. If the guy's pulling back, you have that technique. And on that, brothers, are trained. They know what I'm talking about. Um, and obviously with defense, every brother know with defending with jujitsu and stuff like that, protecting your neck and keeping your ten so-called chucked and all of that, defending, etc. Right? But before it's too late. But that choke is a very powerful choke. If brothers are familiar with MMA, you should know about, of course, Conor McGregor, with him getting choked out by Nate Diaz with a basic. Um, I guess he got him to the ground. Guy rolls over from mount, um, gives up the back, and put in a choke, because a lot of people don't like to be mounted, especially in MMA. And also, a lot of MMA fighters don't even, a lot of them don't even know, are trained too much jujitsu. So, hey, it just is an easy way to end the fight. But in sport jujitsu, you have it where you have a ref to stop the fight. In real world application, you don't have a ref, right? Other than maybe some type of bystander that maybe want to stop you, but it's literally on you as a person. Hey, hey, flex, bam, and you put it in, lock it all the way in, and put the other hand in, and you just squeeze. Put lock you the other hand, lock it. Hey, dude is out. It don't take long. It's seconds. And like I say, and beyond that, when that guy goes unconscious, damage is being done, and obviously it could be fatal, or will end up being fatal the longer you hold it. And like I said, it's very powerful. Obviously, hooks getting put into, like I said, topping off the lower body, but it's very powerful, But going into these Gracies and stuff, they, just to kind of go into the whole history, like they pretty much pioneered everything and stuff. And then you got everything, where it's difference, and everybody trains jujitsu now, and it's been popularized and stuff. And, that's what it is. Jujitsu is just a gentle art and such. But, some people will say it's not even that gentle. But, hey, it's up to the practitioner how much they want to put on. You got so much control. I can see that. Um, but let me see what I was going to say. But yeah, and that should be an important reason why Jake should train jujitsu. Another thing, because Edomites know jujitsu. Okay, a lot of times, in most cases, they're in these gyms. Um, from obviously my experience being in the so-called jujitsu community, um, I've met people from all social backgrounds, levels, class levels, being doctors, lawyers, firefighter, military men, um, you know, uh, politicians, judges, um, from, I mean, and to obviously regular Joe Smo, and a person say like me, you have most people train jujitsu, all right, or Brazilian jiu-jitsu, all right, and it's powerful. Like I said, all you got to do is close the distance, take the guy down. Like I said, you can choke. There's chokes you could do from standing, and then hey, that's it. You could control, and you don't even have to. Like I say, with the ability with it, like the techniques and stuff, the amount of control, because it's beyond wrestling. Um, though it is a grappling focused art, right? Though you can use strikes too outside of sport, depending on what you're doing. You got combat jujitsu these days and stuff in competition. But hey, I know I'm bouncing around a lot, but it's a very powerful martial art. I pretty much, I mean, the Gracies proved it, with UFC, but now everybody trains jujitsu, so it's pretty much done. Other people training jujitsu, it equals the playing level and stuff like that, to a degree. All right. Yeah, Shalom GMS and his likeness and such. Yabashim Shai Bashim Brakathum. Yep, yeah, so but yeah, but it's powerful. Like I say, brothers know, like I say, like the Gracies, they challenged originally other martial arts, with the Gracie challenge over there, and they would have their obviously in Torrance and stuff, the Gracie Academy, etc. Hey, they man, you go into history, they call out even Mike Tyson, anybody, you know what I mean? Hey, you could go into the whole history, but it's extensive, but they pretty much proved how of its effectiveness and such. But they were yikwabbing, all right, because a lot of people didn't know how to do jujitsu, or even if they did, or knew wrestling or some type of stuff, not in the capacity or level, technical wise, of what they was on and such. Look at Ken Shamrock, and you just go into the old UFC 1, 2, 3, etc. You can go on and stuff, but it's a very effective art. Jake should know how to do Brazilian Jiu Jitsu self defense. I'm more going on for that because, like I say, different. Like I said, these different locks from whatever position, you have to know how to defend yourself from these different things, and that's where the Gracie Jiu Jitsu comes in. I'm gonna speak on the Gracie Jiu Jitsu because I know that's what I know. You know what I mean? And it addresses everything. I can't speak on telling Jake to enter any old Brazilian Jiu Jitsu school because I know there's a lot of dubious schools out there. So I'm not going to give Jake some shite, basically advice. I'm gonna tell you, hey, you need to get if Jake gonna learn jujitsu, if they were to join a school, because you can a lot of like time you hey you go back in the history, hey, you got people who are just going to these seminars, learning from different practitioners and such, and then they would train with their like they would hey yeah get under association, train under whomever, they would get promoted through whatever, but most of their training was done pretty much with them, their individuals, and whatever students they got under them, you know. So it's not like say like for example with us brothers being in the truth, which I'll bring out my testimony. Prior to the truth, that was my course of life was just jujitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Gracie jiu-jitsu, go to work and train, eat and wait, man, do it all over again. Go, travel. That's what I wanted to do for a living. Okay, was Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, like teach it and stuff. Though it's difficult, of course, but it's possible. All things is possible. Hey, the elder and other brothers are Elder Malcolm, I believe, is a trainer and such. Of course, black belt, obviously too. And yeah, like multi talented even in other arts too, which I'm aware and such. But yeah, so that was my course of life. The only thing it got cut short is because me coming into the truth, and hey, I don't want to get a little bit too personal, but pretty much a chick tried to destroy, basically put a blot on my name to try to destroy, me being connected with particular school I'm with and such. But pretty much my instructor don't want me to be in the truth and do jujitsu. So I ended up the truth was so good. I ended up basically walking away from being a member at the school, and I continued forward. I still train jujitsu. I'm just not doing it at a school, particularly, and yeah, that's just what it is and such. But as I could, as I'll tell you, brothers, hey, you train a most you be at a blue belt level, so called. Obviously a legit blue belt level, that should be able to carry you. Obviously, having known the things within the curriculum for self-defense. From some of you, brother, hey, yeah, they got Gracie University, even though Elio Gracie will probably roll over seeing that, but you know, uh, because you got people getting belted online, but like I say, you have people that get belts from their instructors. I have to say get tested and stuff, knowing if they know the technique, but hey, it's all about the mat time and stuff that you dedicate to it. Just like how we dedicate life to the truth. With that, it's like with jujitsu, you have to be devoted to it, putting in obviously mat time to improve. All right, it's like precept upon precept, technique upon technique. Jujitsu teach you a lot, obviously, about being uncomfortable being comfortable in an uncomfortable position. Teach you self defense, temperance within yourself. Because hey, sometimes you might be in a position, hey, you might be in a headlock, and like a real headlock, like a headlock, and you might gotta defend. You gotta defend. Putting your front center, and defend until you can get your escape. If you're in the right position, all right. But a lot of positions can be avoided just from um, doing the right thing, having good habits and good technique, and you learn all of that, and just like with the truth. But yeah. So the brother got GMS. That's the brother. Uh, yeah, Remind Shamar. Yeah, from UK. Yahweh Shemar Shai. That's Brooke Atha. Yeah. Psalms 144:1. Right, which that's a good prayer. I actually went over that prayer, and we went over that actually in our street teaching too. um yeah. Blessed be the Lord Yahweh, my strength, which teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight. Yeah, it's the Lord. All right, Yahweh Bashem Shai, that actually teaches our hands to war and fingers to fight. Like a lot of fighters, even to this day, that's how a lot of fighters are Jake too, because a lot of times on their banner when they do MMA, all right, mixed martial arts sport in the ring in the cage, okay, they have that scripture on their banner. I've seen that and such. I pray it before I like a lot of times before I train, exercise and stuff. Um, yeah, But yeah, it's the Lord that actually is our strength. He's the one that teaches our hands to war and stuff like that. He's gonna show that. And hey, one way is him telling a brother and provoking him to good works. Doing good to yourself, and knowing how to defend yourself. Because like I said, we're not here as bullies, and that's another thing with jujitsu. It teach you not to be a bully and be like a pretty much a arse and such. And a lot of times when people know you do jujitsu, that is a deterrent itself. You know, um, like I've been in like regular, like commercial gyms, and people see me doing different, you call it like different movements that are jujitsu related, or like even if you just have like the attire of jujitsu, rash guard, shorts, spats, whatever, or leggings underneath at the gym, those right. People will be like, "Yo, I wouldn't mess with you," you know, and it's just like that. Or they'll see, hey, you might have times like sometimes people might kind of challenge you, and you just show what it is. But people know of the effectiveness of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and such, So if brothers don't do it, hey, you can explore. Just get under a legit school, you know. Yeah. So a crash course belt grading doesn't end well. Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah. So GMSN is liking it. He says he's as a two-time black belt. When you say two-time black belt, I don't know what you mean. Like you would have to specify, because when I think of black belt, I think of black belt within what particular art. You know what I mean? If you're saying a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, you know, like, or if it's like a Taekwondo black belt or whatever. But the big boastful thing with the Gracies, they say like they pretty much like I say, they literally don't believe that those other arts are effective based on the fact them challenging and beating it and stuff like that with their techniques and methods and stuff like that. Um, a lot of times they call like you go into the old Grip Brothers got to do their whole thing with the Gracie challenge. Now I'm not saying that you can't just do some type of kick, brother, do a certain kick on something, but you have it where the Gracies have shown how they subdue those different arts and stuff like that with their technique and their approach. You know, like I say, I believe in doing Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. It saved me in many cases due to Yahweh Shemashai, of course, given, of course, the win of the battle. But so he said he does no gi grappling, no gi particularly unless you under, I guess like, I mean, I don't know, I guess whatever instructor can say belt, but like particularly just no gi is just based experience based. But belt, like I said, for example, a lot of brothers don't get yourself too involved in the belt thing either. Like I said, times past, like how the brother from Chicago, that's Jeremiah, I believe. He was talking about he went to other schools and they like who you they'll roll like you'll roll at another school and then you'll obviously do well. You might even choke somebody out or tap somebody out, submit me meaning submit somebody or hand somebody, control somebody, completely dominate somebody, put them in inferior positions. They can't escape from the mouth. They can't escape from the back. They can't like you might put them, like I said, certain all these different submissions, Kimuras, like Americana Kimura, which though like our key lock, shoulder locks, you know, um, like Apostle was talking about Gogo Plata or Omoplata. That's just a shoulder lock. You use your legs and stuff. Triangle chokes. You learn how to pass the guard. You learn everything with the Brazilian Jiu Jitsu or Gracie Jiu Jitsu. I can speak about that. But yeah, okay, so the brother said he did Hapkido, Taekwondo, I do no gi grappling. Um, but yeah, MMA, fight MMA. MMA is a sport. You are taught how to fight so you don't have to. Yeah, a lot of times people do get into MMA and stuff like that. That's like a lot of times people do it either to compete or just obviously it's a good exercise, know how to fight too. But like I said, there's a lot of hotheads in MMA too. We know that. Brothers that train and stuff know that. Like I said, I would have did MMA if my instructor wanted me to do that. But he, on that, you got it where they some like I was under that whole yoke, and I just didn't go into the realm of competing actually at competitions, though I was in the capacity to do it and would be fully game to do it and such. Um, but yeah, but pretty much when you like roll and do all of that, people they can go 100% on you. So it's not like you go in another school or a person join the school or whatever, they gonna go 100% on your ass, like on you. They gonna try to choke you, and they gonna try to or arm bar you or whatever, shoulder lock. You got heel hooks, you got knee bars, you have all sorts of techniques and such you can be do. That could do, like I said, catastrophic damage. Joint locks, like I said, heel hook, destroying MCLs and stuff. Knee bars. You know, hey man, yeah, you got toe holds, all of that, so it's effective and stuff. And like I said, we've used in defense and the truth, and it saved, uh, you know, helping brothers and stuff like that. But some big guy think he can get one in on a brother. Brother knows jujitsu, easily take the fight to the ground. Do employ technique. Guy looks stupid and exposed. Another thing, it's a humbling art. It humbles the hell out of people too. Just like this truth. But yeah, so Lord willing, we get some precepts and stuff. Exodus 15:3, Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. That's right. If the Lord is a man of war, and We know that the Lord knows everything about battle. The Lord is the creation of battle. All right, lachama or malchama. All right, which means battle in the Hebrew. Um, um, yeah, he's a warrior, and also us being Israelites, we're warriors. All right, we're the men. We went out to war. Okay, at certain age and stuff like that. So you can go into that history. You know, you got certain tribes that actually are warrior tribes. Okay, brothers, if you could get those precepts, that'd be good. And as even I was gonna mention the same in my lesson. Wrestling, that's something normal for Jake. You know what I mean? Wrestling, grappling, jockeying for position, you know, that's something that Jake know, man. Or it's in them, whether they know it or not. Hey, I just think always even Vin Rames being hung. Y'all know that movie Rosewood? Brother, know that movie Rosewood when um, Vin Rames was being hung. I think, yeah, he was being hung from a noose. Um, like with the noose, like it's cutting off our arteries and stuff, right? And that's what you do literally in jujitsu with the like I said, with that choke he did, you cutting off arteries. And like I said, if a person had a gi, there's different way to manipulate bow and arrow chokes, loop chokes, all different variations of chokes. That could be done. North south head and arm chokes that cutting off arteries, right? You got right here. This is from GMS Exalt the Most High. Uh, Genesis 49 and 19, Gad, or God in Hebrew, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Gad obviously is a warrior tribe. The Native Americans very skilled at war. Okay, let me see if I could get that warfare. I think Reuben. Let me see. I'm gonna get that precept. It's a precept that goes into it. And then also, if we the House of David coming back, like I said, that shows you about martial arts, all right? And what we particularly talk about Brazilian Jiu Jitsu because that's what the Apostle Elder Tahar is suggesting brothers know. It could be known as one of the hardest martial arts to know because most people don't want to dedicate the time of it. Like I said, I see a lot of UFC fighters, they may fight and then they lose, particularly because they don't dedicate their time to legit jiu-jitsu. Just look at how John Jones' success. John Jones, I think at this time, I'm not sure belted wise under Gracie Baja um, or Gracie Bear, as some people read it off as, but it's Gracie Baja. Um, I think he might be like a purple belted, but he was tapping or submitting fighters that he was going against, like Vito Belfort, which is I think Vito Belfort is under I think he's on the on that side of either what's that, the Carson Gracie side. I gotta double check. But he choked out yeah, John Jones or no, did he choke him? I think, or did he do Americana, like key lock long? But he submitted, I have to go back into it, but he submitted a guy that's a black belt in MMA, like on an MMA fight, okay, being a so-called white belt, not even being belted, but he trained in, as the brothers would say, no gi grappling or without the kimono, all right? No gi grappling is just without the kimono, all right? And that just shows you that also this is Rome, Greece all over again because they used to do, of course, wrestling naked, so called. Okay, instead of being completely butt naked right now, just guys got their shirts off, they got skinny spandex on, shorts. That's it. You know, Vitor Belfort. Uh, Black belt. Let me see. So he got his black belt under Carson Gracie, right? That's right. Um, Scouted. Yeah. Yep. Beat your belt for it. Which a lot of the different also like a lot of schools, too, don't be blown away by like I say, like all the belts and stuff. Because sometimes you got guys like Josh Barnett. He's a catch wrestler, but you know, you could go. I'll do another lesson on that. Reed, he is black belt, but then he just got given it. Because he excelled in I guess catch wrestling, which is very similar. In grappling with jujitsu. But yeah, we'll go all into that, man. I talk about MMA and jujitsu so much, man. Brothers. Like I said, that was pretty much what my whole life was gonna be going after. But it got cut short. Right below, like I know brothers that know the term with the belt. Like back in the day, they'd say a purple belt would be would be like it was like a god back in the day and stuff like that. Um, but pretty much right underneath that and such. If you go into that, different ranks and stuff like that. But yeah, brothers, like I say, you don't have to really worry about you just need to make sure you got legit training and stuff and know these techniques. Two brothers can get together under proper curriculum. They got like Gracie University. You can pay and learn the different curriculum. YouTube you got to watch out for because a lot of fake stuff and stuff that don't work on YouTube and stuff like that. No, you want to do stuff that's high percentage. That's where like I believe like the original Gracie Jiu-Jitsu not watered down and stuff is good, obviously because like it's just very simple and basic and cutting all that flashy stuff. Which is will be low percentage. You know, so let me see. Skilled at war, men of war, men of valor. Let's see what we got. But yeah, warfare and all of that, that's part of our heritage um, as Israelites, knowing, martial arts, etc. Remember you had the David Mighty Men and such, all right? But yeah. All right, so um, if brother got that scripture, they can do it. But other than that, like that's pretty much. I'm a kind of leave it kind of short like that because for this just little brief lesson. But yeah, Gracie Jitsu is good. You know, brother should learn it. Um, so that if a dude, like say for example, if you a striker, a guy take you down and you don't know what you're doing, like I said, you'll be like, damn, I wish I learned jujitsu. So don't be that type of one. You know, and such. You be like, damn, man. And then especially if like I said, especially given the advice from the apostle itself. You know, uh, yeah. So that's how. You know, that's why I'm telling my 2 cents. I'm a person I like to be in Batazal in the shadow, so I don't need to. Pretty much. Like I don't really like most people probably don't even know I do jujitsu walking about. But hey, that you get into a scuffle or something like that, hey, there's times when, like I say, I've been in fights, so called, and dudes never threw a single strike and were leveled just because of the fact they didn't know what the hell was going on, you know? But that's just it, man. That's weird. I thought that's weird, you know? But also, you gotta watch out with the whole thing with being on the ground and stuff. Hey, multiple fighters multiple attackers and stuff like that. That's where it's like, yo, like if you were just one on the ground, and another person come, hey, that's how that, you know. But yeah, Jones is a purple belt, right? Yeah, on the Gracie Baja, the brother said he put Lyoto Machida. Yeah, Lyoto Machida. I remember that he gave him like like a guillotine. Yeah, that was back in UFC. And brothers can look up these fights. Brother said Ryu Karate. The closer I got to Sensei, using a lot of witchcraft was due to Okinawa, but turned it down second dan. Similar influence on style and grappling, and like I said, and within a lot of the different arts and stuff, they have techniques in there. So it's like, you'll have in some karate, you'll have some. I'm pretty sure the brother can probably say there's definitely gonna be some throws and different things, within it. But yeah, you know, yeah, similar influence on the style of grappling. So, but particularly brothers should definitely like get like that training for sure. Rear naked choke defenses and all of that. You know what I mean? You gotta know how to protect your neck, etc. Even if you can still get caught. You know what I mean? That's why you gotta be on your game. That's why it's good to train and stuff like that. Um, yeah, so this is Psalms chapter 27 and 3, GMS and his likeness. Though in host should encamp against me, my heart or my mind shall not fear. Through war, though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. That's right. Why not fearing? Because the Lord was with Dawadah and is with the house of David. All right, it's with his elect. All right. Song of Psalms 3 and 7. Behold his bed, which is Shalom, I think, or Solomon. Three score valiant men are about it, of the valiant of Israel, right? Mighty men. Okay. This is Songs of Solomon, or Song of Songs 3 and 8. They all hold swords, being expert in war. Every man hath his sword upon his thigh because of fear in the night. So, brother, like say, in our heritage, hey, expert wielders at um, war is in Israel. All right, the house of David. Hey, you had to chant about how David, what he slew thousands, a thousand. Oh no, Saul thousand, but David, you 10,000. Brother, want to pull that up? They can get it. You know. This is a good precept, Daniel chapter 12 and 1. And at that time, Allah, or Michael, which is the archangel, shall stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble. The time of trouble is talking about Jacob trouble, which is fastly approaching. The Jacob trouble, hey, we're going to need Yahweh Shemel Shai. We're going to need the angels, all right? We're going to need that divine intervention. We're going to definitely need that spiritual power, so, yeah, man. Got Michael being an ultimate warrior. Okay. Yeah, Michael, I think, means who is like God. Maya Allah. All right. Maya, who God as or like God Allah. All right. Um, it says, such as this is Daniel, back to Daniel chapter 12 and 1, such as never was since there was a nation to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered. Oh, you got Gabaria Allah, Gabriel. I think that's Gabaria Allah. Warrior. Yeah, I gotta look up Gabriel. If a brother could look up Gabriel in the Hebrew, they gonna get down. That's right. Yeah, I forget. Gabar means warrior, right? And Ya Allah, Most High, short, and like Yahweh. And then you got Allah is God. If I'm not mistaken, brother could double check what Gabriel in the Hebrew. But yeah, that's another angel. Okay, of the top angels, archangels and such. But you got, what is it, Raphael, Raphael Allah, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but yeah, Uriel, But this particularly, they talking about Micah Allah, Michael, the archangel, that's going to actually intervene for his elect because it's going to be so crazy out there. Said they got Boston Dynamic robots that hey, they could download to know, how, like I said, how to do different. I can't choke a robot. Hey, but do the spirit with spiritual power. Maybe if a certain choke, Lord give you that spiritual power that you might squeeze your bicep, and then that bicep squeeze, it busts off the whole robot with the spirit or exploded. I don't know. The Lord gonna be doing strange things and wonders in the time of that we coming into. All right, Jacob trouble, all hell break loose. You know, and like David said, he would not trust in his bow. We ain't telling brothers, all right, yeah, just because you know Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or some martial arts and stuff, that's automatically going to deliver you from everything. No, we're not telling you that. Obviously, the deliverance comes from Yahweh Bashem Yahshai. Yahweh Shai himself is delivered, but hey, it's a form of wisdom, all right? And it equips you, So if something do come down through the spirit, hey, the Lord, hey, you know how to deal, all right? Simple as that, all right? What we're trying to do or what you're trying to do is equip yourself so you're not ignorant of situations. All right. What like I say, something be like the scriptures talk about, be not ignorant in something small and great. Right. Let me see if I can get that. So actually, when the apostle gave like saying that brothers should know, which the apostle I believe always would say like brothers should know. I've heard that the apostles should know. Have said that the brothers should know like boxing and striking, and jujitsu, boxing and jujitsu or something like that. Um, but that's what I heard. But yeah, But yeah. So the brother did also give up the etymology. So Gabar and Allah, warrior of God or man of God, right? Because Gabar can also mean a man, but right down the warrior, right? Um, 'Cause I can show you that in the Hebrew too, like in different places. But yeah, the warrior of the Most High, Gabari Allah. All right. But yeah, man, it's a compound word, right? The two Hebrew words, Allah being God and Gabar warrior. All right. You got Shamu Allah or Samuel chapter 1 and or First Samuel 18:7. And the woman answered one another as they played and said, Saul has slayed his thousand and David his 10,000s, right? He said the brother put the first recorded cheerleaders right there. And women, they follow, like they say, the power. Women love a fighter, especially. Hey, brother Jeremiah in GMS Chicago, which he did the video BJJ, GMS does BJJ or something like that. Um, he was um, he was stating how yeah, based on him, doing jujitsu and basically, taking good color, so bodybuilding, exercising, hey, how it enables him access to, certain caliber of women, and they praise him based on that fact. They know that, and they like the fact of that what the brother, of course, possess. Brothers they know there's a certain type of woman that like a certain type of men and stuff like that. Now you can have a woman that's a ghetto, or I'm not even gonna say ghetto because ghetto, we can apply to us, um, you know, too. But yeah, or us really. But you have it like a certain, like you have a lot of decent so-called women, world standard, right? So like women that may have like, they might be like more feminine and maybe like got good jobs and kind of like got they progressive, right? And they like fighters or men that's in shape and in decent health. Scriptures do tell you how man care for his meat and diet. All right, I'll get that real quick. That's in the 30th chapter. Sirach chapter 30 and verse 25. A cheerful and good heart, cheerful and good heart, a glad heart, right? A glad mind will have care of his meat and diet. All right, which is good, you know, um, because that's gonna keep you healthy. and people could tell because we got wisdom. So remember, wisdom causes a man face to shine. So hey, women, there's certain caliber of women or certain type of women that actually like certain type of men like us. Which is good. Because we are actually we are these high value men. All right, the true highly valued men are the actual elect. All right, Lord willing, we be the elect. All right, man, go back to virtue. We got the right. We perform the right behavior. All right, due to the law, statutes, commandments. All right, the physical exercise profiting little. A is profiting. It profits to know. Oh, also I gotta get that other scripture about that's in the third chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Um, this is a Sirach chapter 3. Um, let's see if I can find it. It's a lot I could. I'm gonna go a lot into this. Um, what does that scripture talk about? I'm gonna find it. Be not ignorant of something small and great or great. See, I'm gonna get it. I think I'm close to it. Brother can get it though, but I'm gonna see if I can find it. I'm gonna go with the comment board. So in the meantime, Psalms 110:3, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, and the beauties of the holiness of the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth. Right, thy people are gonna be willing in the day of thy power. They're gonna voluntarily, uh, you know, follow because we gonna have that power. The water, Ecclesiasticus 5. Yeah, there you go. Just one page, 15. But yeah, they're gonna voluntarily give a basically a voluntary offer. You know, uh, you know, serve Yahweh Shem Yahshua because they're gonna see the power the Lord gonna give us. All right, spiritual power, the Lord being with us, showing how the wisdom, how we're being protected and such. All right. You said this kind of went now into open forum, which is good. The brother got it. Ecclesiasticus chapter 5 and 15. I'm going to read it here. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small. So, hey, that's to be a good to know jujitsu. Know Brazilian jiu-jitsu. You have times with a lot of times with this type of stuff. Uh, People would say like, "Oh, nah, I'm not gonna go down to the ground." But what if you do go to the ground? It's common you go to the ground. You need to know how to defend yourself on the ground or and to be able to survive or escape. All right, survive and escape. Sometimes you just survive it, you know, and then you get your escape. There's times I've been in a position I had to just defend the whole time. In the actual academy. All right, and yeah, I just defended, but the guy never was able to submit me. And me being a smaller guy, which with jujitsu, that great thing with that, like I said, the jujitsu I do, based on the leverage, that's what I pretty much rely on, timing, leverage. You can put strength on it, but Hickson goes on to be putting strength on the shelf, so you don't have to rely on it. Remember, we're all gonna become old, so um, hey, we'll lose our strength and such, carnally. But hey, do Yahweh Shemashah, we know that our strength is going to be renewed. We're going to mount up with wings and stuff like that and fly, Lord willing, with having spiritual power, you know. But but yeah, that's why it's a good thing to know, like say like this art, because you could based on like the leverage and this timing technique, you be able to handle yourself against a young cat, and you could see it. It ain't this like a thing where it's not no bull crap. So you can actually see because, like I said, Some other arts, you could go 100% on somebody. Y'all probably gonna kill each other. If somebody kick somebody in the head, they're gonna knock and destroy somebody and stuff. They ain't be able to train. But you could go 100% and it's controlled, on the mat, What the brother said, 80% of the time, Jake end up on the ground, lose their footing while punching. Now you're both on the ground. It's valuable to know how to get down on the floor. Yeah, Yeah, you could get down, then to get yourself up. Simple as that. You know, if you might favor striking. You know how to do some to get off the ground, but you should know enough. You know, I'm not going to pretty much suggest you just know a little. I just know enough. No, learn as much as you can and keep learning and keep training because you can never know enough. With warfare, you always learning. The dude might do something unorthodox, and you be like, "Whoa, I never seen somebody do that." Or even if you're trained, people do things on the street that you might not train in the academy that seem from a different reaction from what you're used to. You might have him in an arm bar. This dude did something else, and you be like, "Whoa, he got out of it. How? I need to get tighter." You know, I need to get better. I need to position myself better. I need to do better weight distribution, etc. But yeah, and brothers that like I said, if y'all don't know, you'll get to know these different things that I'm talking about, or look these things up. All right. Fortunately, hey, like I say, hey, amongst ourselves, we share what we do. Like different private videos and stuff. But yeah, hey, we're into. We got brothers that know and specialize in like the stuff, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and such. But yeah, it's good to know. Yeah. And then like I said, and then like I said, I'm saying you had guys in the different martial arts, say like Taekwondo and different karate, different martial art, Hapkido, Tang Sudo, Korean martial arts, etc. And they would say like, you can't do this. And then the Gracies would take the guys. They would even play around and strike with them too, a little bit. Take them to the ground, diverting them, right, or be confusing them. Take them to the ground, and they can't do nothing. And then the Gracies are glory in it because they like this guy said he got a one-hit punch or this that, and then look, he's completely incapacitated. And I just do a simple choke. And like I said, you got to see how Horion Gracie pushed it. That dude's a mastermind. You talk about Yaikwabin, that dude's a master. If you see like even like a salesman, like they Jake, I said like I said, they Scott, so they got I believe they Judah. Yeah, they just look like I said, some of them look like and then some got more darker features, etc. But you could go into the whole thing, the families and such. But yeah, send me a link, Baba Kishah. Oh, okay, yeah. Gracie challenges. Yeah, I say you saw. Yeah, just is crazy, man. Yeah, that's before UFC, and hey, you haven't even met. Some people might seen the UFC, and then they went into the gyms and they would challenge. They would go into the Gracie Academy. Gracie's also put up like $100,000 challenge. Come in there, any martial art they could beat this Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Come on, and dudes would say what their credentials, this black belt, that. And then, like I said, Gracie, they would just choke the person or armbar them. The guy might say, let me try again. And they'll do it again. Like I said, you even had like Pedro Soler, which is a jiu-jitsu black belt. I think he's out down, he might be in like Washington, D.C. area or something like that. Virginia, DMV area, something like that. He's a Brazilian, though. He's, black belt. If I'm not, he might be even a coral belt at this point. But Slakia, if I'm not mistaken, he might be under Hickson. I gotta look back. But he fought the Mr. Olympia, or Mr. California. That'd be Slakia. I forget the guy's name, but you can look up all that. Pedro Sola versus Mr. California. Big old muscle blue, swole up, and all of that. And he was hey, the dude took some damage. Pedro Sola, the jiu-jitsu dude, took damage, but he was able to beat the guy. That was pretty much a very little rules. Like a lot of time with the Gracies, they would have it where they would have just no biting. You know, like that's one of the rules. If anything, when they did their things in the academy, but you go back to Brazil and all that. Brazil, they had Vale Tudo, which is no holds bar fighting. You know, yeah, so it's a fighting family, man. But yeah, man, I'm gonna definitely send a brother a link. Like I said, I'm gonna do some videos. Like say, yeah, how it's 1:44, 10:44 right now. Um, yeah, I got some good news. Yeah, Yahbashim Rashai had me, of course, on my patience. So Lord will, I can buy the other remaining bits of my setup, so I can do the videos, like the edited post production videos. And I'm gonna go deep into like this, like the whole subject and stuff, and so brothers can kind of get to know more, and I can speak based on my experience. It's not off of me just chatting on my chatting mints, it my mouth and such. I'm actually speaking from experience. I know the stuff worked. The stuff I put it to the test. I traveled with it, went in other academies, went other country. See, hey, dudes don't even like dudes higher belt setter. Dude, like I said, fought with squats and stuff over there in Scotland and such, and it kept dudes blown away. By what you capable to do, and like I said, it's all about dedication to it and stuff. Um, you know, but what's that scripture about the experience? I think that's in 34. All right, this is Sirach chapter 34 and verse. I'll start at 7. It says, "For dream." It says, uh, I'll start even here. This is 34:1. The hopes of man void of understanding are vain and false, and dreams lift up fools. Who regarded dreams is like him that catcheth at a shadow and followeth after the wind. Right, because you can't catch your shadow, right? Basically, you can't catch the wind. You know, um, like I said, some dreams you just can't have. Like I said, I had a kalam or a dream to want to teach jujitsu, which I could still pursue. But that's what I wanted to do outside of the truth, and the Lord showed me the truth, and because of the truth, it withdraw me from that for the purpose of Yahweh Bashem Yashad ministry. I could have said, I want to get black belt and do this and get married and all that other stuff, but and be the best fighter, but then get destroyed in the world, or you could still be a good fighter and get destroyed too. Let's not put that, But I'm glad the Lord showed me the truth, and the truth is what saved me. This is good, brother, giving it right here, because just like like we're disciples, students. Um, you had, of course, um, in times prior, which we're just Lord willing, the same ones coming back. They were on their so-called what they were thought was their purpose, but the Lord would draw them for the mission of the ministry. This is Matthew or Mathathiah, gift of the Most High, 19 and 27 through 29. Then answered Peter and said unto him, was Peter be the head of the church? All right. Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? Therefore. And Yahweh Shai said unto them, when the more in the call Jesus Christ, his name is Yahweh Shai, and he delivered verily or truly I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in a regeneration or reincarnation, coming back in the flesh, right? When the Son of Man shall sit at the throne of his glory, ye shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Dominion, baby. You know? Yeah, just for dropping and following, Yahweh Shai. Okay? Simple as that. Which is what we're supposed to do. The whole duty of man, you go into that, right? That's in Ecclesiastes. Let me see if I can get that. Just say I ain't the brother right there, Mayim on the comment board. We got next is Shalom to Kayaba too. You're on there. Shalom, Yabashim Shabbat. yeah, provoked me to do this, little lesson and stuff. So, I'm just doing it. Get my little 2 cents on there. It's locky. I don't want to offend any, brothers, under certain lineage and stuff. Like I said, I can only speak from what I know. You know, um, hey, you got. Like I said, I've learned the politics. A lot of the politics. Like I said, a lot of this politics is just Jake being, not wanting to really mix and mingle and, and like I don't know, like afraid of some type of change and different things, are going another way and stuff like that. Politics. I like I said, going back to the brother in that's over there in Chicago. The brothers, they said they from Chicago. They trained jujitsu. Malcolm and such. The elder. Um, they they have it where they could cross train. Some train cross training meaning train at other gyms. Some instructors, if you train at another gym, they would kick you from membership, or they would suggest you not do it. You would do it, but not let them know. I don't know a lot of things. It's crazy. That's what I mean about politics. The elder, or the brother, um, spoke about this politics and everything, but that's what I was talking about. Just to be clear, just to clarify it. And a brother, even in other martial arts, they could. That's kind of like universal. Brother could probably test. The instructor don't want them to go to another school or learn their different stuff at that school. You might have a friend. He'd go to that other school, but you can't go to that other school. That's how things was. There's always rivals, just like you got rivals in the house of Israel. With the two kingdoms and stuff, Northern and Judah and Israel. So-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, and so-called Latinos and Native American. That's like in our history and stuff, man. You know. When I see all this beefing back and forth and stuff with the the different family, Gracie family, Carson Gracie, Elio Gracie side, Machado's, father line, all the different stuff you start going into, it it's just nothing but Israelites gets countering against one another and stuff like that. Division, man. But we coming together, man. You know, and Judah ain't gonna or Ephraim or however is worded is not gonna what vex Ephraim. We gonna come together. The two branches is gonna come together, man. What was that scripture? The whole duty of man, Ecclesiastes. Let me see if I can get that. You know, I mean, like I said, this stuff pumps us up. Like I said, a lot of this stuff, like we just not want to speak on. No, because we don't want think Esau to think that we're carnal, because we're not. But hey, we we know what we know. This, and this is a great thing to know, man. And it's not like you said, you got some guys that enter the academy with the wrong intent, but we have the proper intent to know this. This stuff is used for self defense, and you know, it's good. It's good for you as an individual. Build up your confidence. You can see what you can do against a man. I seen men that actually literally went to war and didn't want to see themselves being submitted. I've learned that certain mighty men, like police officers, firemen, Air Force, different people that serve military, they don't like to be submitted. But then I seen like you have, like I said, brothers that train, they learn, hey, seeing defeat would actually benefit them, in growth, and like because you learn from getting tapped out, or how do I defend that choke? How do I get out of that hard lock? What did I do? Was I too late, etc. You know. But yeah, and like I said, if we the house of David coming back in anyway, like I said, for brothers a certain rank or whatever, they said you don't know what that brother is. The Lord that teaches him to fight. He can just out of nowhere, the Lord get a download on anything, just through wisdom, through Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, spiritual power, mysterious things. All right, occurrences, miracles will be happening, you know. But the Lord got like you say, like John Wick do jujitsu and judo and different techniques and stuff, man. That's House of David, man. We'll do a lesson on that. But damn, I'm trying to get that precept. I'll be so excited. Let me see. I'm gonna get it real quick. Then I gotta finish off the other precept. Okay, Ecclesiastes. All right, Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. All right, this is what we're supposed to be about: doing the Lord's work, following the Lord, keeping His law, statutes, commandments. Simple as that. There's commandments in temperance. All right, self-control, self-government, temperament. When you learn that, all right, they do good for your body and stuff. That's what we're provoking you to. Okay. Um. Yeah, and a lot of people respect you, knowing that you know do this type of art and stuff like that too. You know, a lot of people they like people that like do martial arts because they, like I said, they have like a stoic, a disciplined, um, uh, like mindset and aura, and you know they're not like everybody else. Simple as that. You know. But yeah, I'm gonna go read down now. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 34, and this is verse 9. A man that hath traveled knoweth many things, and he that hath much experience me to try out will declare wisdom. Which, like I said, me being a person that done over numerous years jujitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Gracie jiu-jitsu, I can speak from my experience from trying out. I know what works and don't work. I've even learned certain things that hey, you might have thought you shouldn't do what worked in the truth defending against adversaries. You know what I mean? You know, leg lock positions. You know, you know, yeah, reaping, knee reaping. Yeah, it's like it. But yeah, man, and there's dangers in all that you do, but you learn how to defend. Like I say, I can speak from defending from punches and different things and stuff. Because that's another thing with not all jujitsu address being in proper position to defend against different punches and stuff like that. So that's where I'm trying to, I speak about that Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, but brothers can speak on, they know how with their Jiu-Jitsu that they do on their side, because it's not just because, like I said, a certain banner, you can learn the same thing and just different side. It's just, like I said, it can be just political. You know what I mean? Yeah, because I don't want brothers thinking that like, oh yeah, the brother is all Elio Gracie now. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm only gonna speak from what I know. But hey, I've been around people from different, that lineage and stuff like that, the other side, etc. You know. But it says yeah. So it says and he that hath no experience knoweth little. Right. If you have no experience, not trying out, you know little. And being very small, not much. Okay. So if the apostle Tahar tell you that, all right, you should know this will actually boost you. This actually going to improve you. Let's say, for example, you might be, say, whatever art you do, right? Rather do a particular martial art. Then he learned this, right? Now he know him much and more. He not ignorant. And he can speak from experience, because he can see. Brothers run drills like how the apostles were saying, like how him and Rakha would just Apostle Rakha, Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Rakha would go and grapple and stuff for hours or however, and they would learn experience from that, from what they doing and stuff. Obviously, it's gonna change as more techniques enter, you know, they progress, etc. So you always gonna be learning, but it's good not to be ignorant of the fact. Don't run from the fact. Even I can speak this too. You had a time with the Gracies themselves under the like the Gracies they would say like they would get on Hoist Gracie about training Muay Thai, but now Hickson actually believes that Hickson Gracie, which is regarded as the best Gracie period. All right. and that's agreed upon from all Gracie. You can refer if you want to if you could find it. I think the Gracie documentary, Birth Valley Tudo, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I have it as a copy. I have it, but I can link all that. I'll go through all that. But yeah, it's hands down Hickson. Everybody knows that too. But yeah. So what I was gonna say with this whole thing, and then this whole fact, I then lost my doggone train of thought. Yeah, with the whole knowing like striking arts, you know, getting to know, have a good idea of striking, because some guys with jiu-jitsu, they might not know how to strike, and then just because they don't know how to strike, like you said, especially like say like with Kron Gracie is fighting this. That's I think that's like what, tomorrow, not Friday, but Saturday, so-called Saturday in Newark. Kron Gracie was Hickson's son. All right, which Hickson is the best Gracie. Kron is in there, but Kron, they say he's a, like I said, multiple champion in IBGF. I think 80. I mean, I'm not sure if he got any ADCC. I can check on his credential, but he's amazing, incredible, world class. But in UFC, he fought Cub Swanson, and he couldn't take him down, and he tried to just strike, and he couldn't really strike with Cub Swanson. There's no way. But he learned. I think he wanted to take a punch. I think it might have been, you know, but he's fighting though. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, and that's in UFC, MMA. With all the martial arts in there. You know, so yeah, man. But we'll finish off this. It says, a man that has travaileth knoweth many things. You go on a journey, and he that hath much experience will declare wisdom. And he that hath no experience knoweth little, but he that travel is full of prudence, being full of wisdom. All right, smarts. All right. When I travel, I saw many things, and I understand more than I can express. I oftentimes in danger of death, yet I was delivered because of these things. Right? And wisdom can deliver you from a lot of things. Hey, through this wisdom, we got out of the world, and out of that matrix where you just sitting there ignorant and stupid and don't know that America, Babylon the Great, is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles and the fire from the chariots. That this place is through, fashion of the world passed away. You know, you being married and having a good career is not the end all be all. You know, so yeah, so that's it. My testimony pretty much through the spirit in the midst of it. You know, brothers should train. As the apostle had pretty much put out there. You know, yeah. Just refer questions if you need to know from I can get from me. You know, I said other brothers in other places, Cali, Hawaii. You know, brothers already been getting on it. And all over. I think a brother in Detroit, I believe, or if I'm not mistaken, the brother in Detroit. They spoke about the brother Mahalalia and Mahalalia, which is in Kansas City. You know, yeah, brothers, like it. So if you don't like it, you will, have to, because it can save your life. Do the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. Just from that knowledge. Like I said, what if that Jake knew how to, I'm not gonna say Henry Akins last minute choke escape, but yeah, if the guy just knew how to protect his neck, just leave it like that. We ain't gonna get into the technical terms right now, or show demonstrations, but that's it. Yeah, so Shalom, hopefully y'all were edified, you know, by the lesson, the water for the brothers on the comment board, giving the assistance, you know, in the lesson, you know, that's it. You know, I've been always an advocate for it, you know, but brothers, just remember, keep the truth first, and pray for balance, of course, and yeah, just keep on enduring. We almost the hell out this place. Shalom to the elect. Shalom, shalom, Yahweh Shemashab, Shem Rakatham, which is blessed use out there. Use plural. Shalom to the Op, over there in UK. Kayaba got a precept to leave off with. Cast thy burdens upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee, and he shall not suffer the righteous to be moved. Why? Because we are firmly planted in the courts. We in the our foundation is Yahweh Shai. All right, that's where we have our stability. We stand at an even place. So shalom to the elect. All right.